we go to the second point, Marijke.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, so during the strategy day, can you show me the next? Yeah, this was this one. This was our goal when we started 5 years ago or 6 years already. We said that in 2025 there will be 100,000 people in good light indoors, and 1 million people are aware. And when I prepared for the strategy day, I was wondering where we are on this journey, and I made a few analysis that I want to show you as well now. So the next slide is just a Google Trends analysis, and that is a worldwide trend of how many people looked up the words good light. So that's what I did. You cannot see actual absolute numbers, you see only percentages. So it's a relative number. But what you can see if you look from starting from 2004, the blue line is how many people looked up good light. And you see that from 2004 until 2019, there was about 50%, say, from what we have now. And since we started, this doubled. So from 2019 to 2020, this was beginning of 2024 actually, you see that 100% more people actually looked up the words good light. I also checked for what is good light. That is not so much, that sentence is not so much searched for, but good light is searched for. So it not necessarily means it's all by us, but you can say that actually the words good light are a search for people look up good light, at least twice as much than they did over the 10 years before. The next one. Oh, how many people means 100? We don't know. We don't know actual number. So Google Trends does not give you actual numbers. So you can only see a trend. And the trend only shows us that in the 5 years that the good light group existed, as many people looked up good light as in the 10 years before. So that's the only thing you can see from this. The first goal was 100,000 persons are in good light indoors. I have no idea, actually. And what I did was I counted approximately, I consider about 22 of the participants of the Good Light group sell in some way the Good Light project, maybe more. But what I found and what I know of, and I said, okay, if every participant in the time they sell good light had about 4,500 clients or consumers that are in good light, that they put in good light or that they sold their product to, that means we are approximately at 100,000 people in good light. But I have no idea. This is just an example. If some people have more and others less, or if there are more participants selling good light, I have no idea. And I wonder what your idea is. So, I mean, you are selling good light. So we have a clap question again. How many people do you estimate experience good light indoors during the day over the whole world? So if you think about your own people, you can say, okay, due to my efforts, there are about 5,000 or none or 100,000 in good light. And I think based on the others, so many. So please give an idea of the number of people worldwide that are indoors in good light, that have an indoor job and are in good light. You see a range now. So what the distribution showed is the lowest number that was given is 10,000. The highest number is 500,000. I see. And there are people say 50,000, 100,000, and there are 2 people less than 50,000. That's 10,000 or more. 5 people voted. So if these people have some estimate that's right, that is 134,000 people on average. But that's mainly because of the one person that is estimating 500,000. And the other are 100,000 or less. So we may be on track, but we are not definitely sure. So our second goal is 1 million people are aware of Good Light. And I tried to analyze something of that. So we have 22,000 unique visitors on our website. That's already 22,000. Our other media I showed you before are not very popular yet, but we have our own Jan. And Jan has an account on Insta and recently also on TikTok, where he shows his own videos. It's the account is Jan de Slaapman, Jan the sleeping man, you could say in English, the sleep man. And actually, he has quite some viewers. He has his 250 videos on Insta has had already 3.5 million views, and we estimated how many unique viewers these are, and that's about 600. We estimated somewhere between 600 or 900,000 viewers. So there we are, almost getting to the 1 million already. TikTok he started recently, and we estimated about 150,000 unique viewers. So Jan on his own may spread the message of Good Light already to 1 million people. If we go to the next, then there's some more. There are newspaper and radio articles. I know mainly of the Netherlands because of my own efforts and of Jan. For instance, we had at the beginning of Corona period, I think, of the COVID period, we had a newspaper article about light therapy lamps. Actually, we were asked to write a piece of this to test them. And actually, this magazine, this journal, has 2.5 million readers. Well, I don't know if everybody read it, but we had many more of these articles, also on radio or television, magazines, recently in a magazine. So maybe not 2.5 million readers of the Algemeen Dagblad, but maybe also all the other magazines and journals and radios. I think we reach a large audience, a large public. We also have our effort on the 30 days experience. If you don't know what it is, you can look it up on the website. We hand over a light from one of our participants to a freelancer journalist or an influencer, and they are allowed to use it for 30 days, and they will write something, a blog or a newspaper article based on that. We had 8 of these people, and say that each influencer reached 10,000, then we might have another 80,000 people who read about Good Light there. We had several articles in Luger Research, that professional magazine from Luger Research. I don't know exactly how many people read that. We had flyers. I showed you the Good Light Guide and other flyers. They were spread at public events, and also, for instance, in Lausanne at the Daylight Academy. I counted, I don't know, I estimated maybe about 1,000, maybe double or three-double, but about a few thousand. And we had 8 delighted talks with about 130 attendees each, not all of them unique probably, and each time about 350 were registered. So these are a bit the numbers where we spread the message of the Good Light to. And when you sum this up, can you show me the next slide? Then you see here the blue bar is our goal of 1 million, and the right bar is adding up the different numbers, where actually newspaper, radio, magazines is the largest part. That must be more than 1 or 2 million people. The website is about 22,000. The flyer is only very little. Delighted Talks is only a few hundred. So actually, I estimated the largest impact, at least, is when we have something in a newspaper or a magazine or radio and television. Our website is a big part. It's already about 1/5 of the 1 million. The social media of Jan de Slaapman, which is quite big, and maybe the 30 days experience. So this is actually what we did over the last years. So then my plans for the future. I think I showed you now a little bit the numbers, but I had to make a lot of estimations. And I think we need to set goals that can be quantified. And I hope that you can help me to quantify this. So I just asked you with Bootclap what numbers you estimate. You see there are only 5 people who give some amount, but there may be possibilities that you support us in telling us how many people are in good light, as far as you know. So support us in counting. If the social media and the media are the most important, then yeah, we must focus on spreading this. So, for instance, all the Insta and TikTok, if you have that, please follow Jan de Slaapman and share his movies. They are in English. And yeah, share all the other messages if you do on social media and media. Let us keep track of all the activities and quantify. I don't know how, but I would like your ideas about that. Can we create a document where we can upload numbers? We of course have the scorecards that Anne does, but we should keep track of the events. That if we have a conference and we tell we have an audience of 500 people, I don't know, 200, 100. If you have the CPD later on, we should keep track of this and in some way collect these numbers. The same holds for newspaper and radio television. So I think we should focus on the ones that make the largest impact, and that's newspapers, magazines, TV, radio. Also in other countries would be great, not only in the Netherlands. The website is a very important one, and especially also the translations, I think. The social media of our own and Jan, and maybe these influencer blogs. I mean, if we catch an influencer with a large number of followers, then we make a big step. We should target audiences in different languages, and that's also would be very helpful for your support. That is in progress. And in my opinion, we should focus less on the printed materials, because that's really a very low number compared to the other active media. And Delighted Talks, it's nice. I don't have the numbers of the last one, but yeah, we need to consider whether we should still keep time and effort and energy in organizing this if we have only a few hundred people. I mean, we have only a limited resources in the board. We do everything for free, and time is scarce, so we should focus definitely on those activities that make the largest impact. I think that's it. Maybe there's also another question again. So my question to you is, do you have other suggestions? You can just write text. Do you have an idea of how we can quantify, how we can collect all the information? I mean, maybe you give talks, maybe you are present at fairs where you distribute the knowledge, maybe you do courses. And how can we, as a Good Light Group, quantify so that in 5 years I can present that we really know that we have now 10 million people who are aware of Good Light, or maybe even more, or we have indeed 500,000 or 1 million people sitting in Good Light. So any ideas, you can put them here. You may also email them, of course, to the board afterwards. And I take questions if you have them. In school, we should do school programs. Yeah, we should make maybe then educational material for primary school or high school, different grades. Okay. Thank you.
Okay?
If you come up with any more ideas, I'll be happy to
Or there
include
are a
that
few
in the
more,
plans
yeah.
for the upcoming period.
Marijke, thank you very much for this this overview. And as said, if you think about ways to increase our communication, everybody who is attending in the meeting, send us a mail or reach out through WhatsApp or give us a call, Marijke or me, and or Anne, and we'll take on board every brilliant idea and also every practical idea. Thanks a
Yeah,
lot,
or if you have ideas for blogs, for instance, so we try to support Anne and Jan to create blogs with the science advisors. But if you have any idea for a blog or a science communication that should be spread, then please inform us.